Hello, lovely viewers. You once again, welcome to The Power of a Woman. As you know, The Power of a Woman is a program that most of us learn. We always learn from it. We interview women, and today we have a special person. This person is the first male who has been on this show, and this person is not just any other person. He's a Reverend Father. He's someone, if he speaks, you will love it. If he advises you and you take his advice, you go far. And we have a mother with us, a lady, a woman. She has a strong mind. She's a virtuous woman. And this woman too will also say something and also advise us on what we are to do when it comes to mental health and other stuffs. So we have the Reverend Father Edwin Atto in our midst, and he's member of the advisory board. And we have Dr. Teresa Ayebafo, the founder and CEO for Strong and Healthy Minds, Strong Healthy Woman. And today they come to tell us about mental health and how to live with those with a mental problem. And they are saying we should stop the stigma. We should stop the stigma. Because like if someone is having a mental problem, that's when we say we about them, we intend to work if you know about them. It shouldn't be so. So Doctor, you once again welcome to Home Base TV. You're welcome to Home Base TV, and this is the show, The Power of a Woman. Because you're a woman, I'm starting with you. Virtuous woman.
Okay.
So why this project?
All right. So growing up, I grew up in Ghana, and my traditional name is Naifo.
Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in Ghana, and growing up as a teenager, there was a neighbor living adjacent to our home. This neighbor used to beat his wife up almost every week, and it really, as a child, you know, in Ghana you can't say much. We internalize everything. So at least once a week this continued, so all the neighbors know this family. So the woman will run outside whilst he's beating her up, and with the hope of someone rescuing her. And this man used to follow her, beating her up onto the outside. It was very traumatic for me, but like I said, I internalized everything. But one thing I told myself was that one day I would love to help women like that, battling domestic violence and trauma. So this is where SAMSO came from. Hence, Strong and Healthy Minds, Strong and Healthy Women, SAMSO, and Operation Break Free. This is where the passion is coming from. So this is a dream come true.
SAMSO Operation Break Free.
Mm-hmm.
Why is SAMSO Operation Break Free?
So we are helping women break free from abuse, from their pain. Every woman deserves to live free of abuse. They need to be free. We empower women to be able to have the confidence to understand that it's not right, it's not okay to be abused. They need to be free.
Okay, Reverend, you are the first male on this program, because this program is Power of a Woman. Power of a Woman. And you be a Reverend Father. What love or what zeal did you have to join this group?
Okay, so as you know, with regards to Christianity, God expects us to live freely. He expects us to demonstrate love to each and every one of us. Unfortunately, we are faced with most of our young women. Data has been proven that about 15 to 49 age, in those age brackets, are faced with some level of domestic abuse. So we believe that, coming up with such an initiative will help people break free from abuse, will help people speak up and not be held captive under such abuses. We are seeking to launch This just to help reach out to a number of people, more especially, like I said, people that are undergoing such abuse. They don't know who to run to. We have a number of counselors that will be coming on board. We are calling on all stakeholders to take advantage of such initiative, more especially the church leaders, traditional leaders, so that our voice will be heard. We need to educate the entire public so that people will break free from such abuse.
Okay, doctor, you stay abroad. Why did you help or organize this program in abroad, Ghana?
Because this is my home. This is home for me. This is where I was brought up. I was born here. And I noticed the issue I noticed growing up was in Ghana. And also growing up here, I know that women really are at a disadvantage when it comes to Ghana in my country. So yes, I started it here because the trauma actually occurred here. And I knew and I promised myself in the future, I would do something to help women like that. So this is why I started this here. It's also registered in the US,
Okay.
but we actually started here. We started mainly here, and we also have, it's also registered in the US as well.
So why is that there are some barriers that people are preventing to help women with their mental problem?
Well, if I may come in, so with the issue of barriers, one, because of stigmatization, people that are going through such abuses, women abuse, find it difficult to come out to let society know what they go through, just because they know they'll be receiving some backlash from society. Also, it has also, affected the self-esteem of most people. They're unable to come out because, it affects their self-esteem, like I mentioned. And then most of these women are largely depending on their intimate partners. For that reason, they are scared to just lose their husbands because they are getting their financial dependence on them. So these are barriers that we believe is affecting people who are being abused. And hence the need for us to speak on issues like this to help them break free.
Yeah. So most of the times you see women who are mentally challenged, you see them nakedness. They are always naked. So is it advisable for other women to clothe them whenever they see them that way?
Yes.
Why?
Well, if mental health, so if somebody has an issue with mental health, sometimes they are not even aware of what they are doing. But we need to clothe them because it's embarrassing, and covering them up to protect their privacy, because they don't actually know what's going on with them at that time. They are very vulnerable. So yes, we need to be able to clothe them. Yes.
Just to add up, I also believe that the value of a woman, largely sometimes lies in these private areas. And society even frowns against allowing women to be walking by the streets naked. So I believe it's advisable or to be in the best interest when we see people of such, on the street to be covered, just to be able to protect them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good of you. And it's a good idea that you have come back to Ghana to launch this program and to work on this project, because most women need help, especially those who are mentally challenged. It's like sometimes they do give birth in that situation, and you see their child will be taken away from them, and that thing is also going to hurt them. So is it good that as they're taking a family or government, or let's say SOS has taken that child from the mental, from the woman, is it possible that they can also take the woman to where the child is to be treated, whilst they're taking care of the woman, then whilst they're taking care of the baby, then they are treating the woman as well?
Yes, that would be a good idea. That would be great. So let me go back and say this, that mental health and domestic violence are deeply linked. Operation Break Free exists to address both together rather than treating them separately, right? So some saw we founded this nonprofit organization to extend the trauma-informed model already running through organizations in partnership with a place in the U.S. With T&K Balfour Psychiatric Recovery Center. Now, when anyone is going through domestic violence, it affects their psyche, right? They end up being depressed. They are anxious. They have nightmares called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So they go through a host of mental health issues. So they are intertwined. You cannot, they go together because of the effects of domestic violence and trauma on any human being, not just women. All right, so they are intertwined. Now, so in this situation, yes, it would be great for the mother to be treated. She's very vulnerable. She's going through some stuff. But we all know that if she was in her right mind, she would love to have her child, right? So it would be helpful to secure the child, protect the child, make sure the child is safe whilst we are treating the woman. That doesn't mean they should lose their child. Because if she wasn't anybody in their right mind, will not want to let go of their child.
Because the reason why I think they take their children away from them is maybe they might hurt the child, because whatever their mind is telling them, that's what they will do to the child.
Right. That's why I mentioned safety. Yes, we separate them, but we make them safety. But as we treat the woman with in combination with counseling, medication as needed, and they will get back to their senses. They'll be able to function properly, and they should be able to see their child, because they will be in their right mind and they'll be able to see their child. And that will actually help in their recovery as well. So, yes.
Okay, thanks very much. And Reverend Father Edwin Atto, so as you're launching the program tomorrow with the Gamanche, what's the major reason why you've chose Gamanche Palace to launch this program, and we are collaborating with the Gamanche?
Okay, thank you. So the major reason we are coming in collaboration with the Gamanche, one, we believe that most of our leaders, more especially the chiefs, have some level of impact in society. When they speak, people tend to have a lot of regards. So we feel that it's better to team up with such institutions because they play a major role in our society, so they can help us educate the general public. We feel that education needs to reach out to everybody. So bringing the Gamanche, who also has a similar foundation involved of that nature, we believe will go very far to touch lives.
Yes, and also to add to that, now traditional authority lends cultural legitimacy and builds community trust quickly. So we need them. Now, it also signals that indigenous leadership and modern mental health advocacy are working side by side, right? Also, it opens grassroots access through chieftaincy and community next with that really formal, so that formal institutions can be reached, all right? So basically, it's also a part of it, because these rulers, this traditional chieftaincy and stuff, a lot of people look up to them, right? And they hold them in high esteem. So involving them makes people more comfortable as well, because these are their rulers and they trust them. So that's very helpful. Yes.
Okay, so you be a woman, is there any way that we can adopt to see the safety of a woman with a mental health problem? You being a woman, is there any way you sort of adopting to take care of women who are physically challenged with their mental health?
Well, so any woman that's physically challenged with their mental health, first of all, again, need to seek a psychiatrist, talk to a psychiatrist, and that they will receive a comprehensive assessment, and they'll be diagnosed. And sometimes you realize that there are deeper roots, there are deeper things that we will realize the root cause of what their mental health is. For all you know, the person is being abused. For all you know, somebody's scaring them. Sexually abused, mentally, emotionally abused. So once we get the root cause of it, counseling services can be involved. Sometimes they may not even need medication. Once they are able to get the necessary, the needed resources, they'll be able to function properly. And it's about time there's a lot of education needed, especially in our society, in the African society, especially in Ghana. I can speak to Ghana because I was born and bred in Ghana, right? A lot of people, when people start even talking to a therapist, people say, oh, wait, what them? And mene is okay. No, it's necessary. It's very important. You won't bother me. It's important to do that as a human being because that gives you outlets. You are able to talk about your problems that have not been internalized. In my situation as a child, because it's frowned on, I didn't know what it was. I was having nightmares from that man beating up the wife most of the time. But I never told anyone. I never said anything until I became an adult. But I knew I suffered from that and I didn't know what the nightmares were. So that means I was having PTSD at the time. I didn't know until I got into this field. And I understood what was happening to me. But even as a child, even though I don't know what I was going to be, I knew one day I'd like to help people like that. So that's a great example, right? We internalize stuff, we suffer in silence because it's a cultural thing. It's something that is frowned on. People, the stigma attached to it, you suffer silently. And there are so many people I know that are going through stuff. This is to bring awareness to that. Don't suffer alone. We are here to help. And there's nothing wrong with seeking counseling or taking medication for mental health. It shouldn't be a stigma. So we are trying to create a stigma-free environment where everybody can seek the help they need, because there are people, after a while, people have even killed themselves. If they commit suicide after a while because they didn't get the help. They suppressed everything, right? But if they get the necessary help they need, they wouldn't be walking naked, or they wouldn't commit suicide or kill themselves. So it's very important. We're bringing awareness that stigmatization needs to stop.
The stigmatization needs to stop. I have here in the studio with me Reverend Father Edwin Attoh, who is the member of the advisory board for Strong Healthy Mind, Strong Healthy Woman, and the founder, CEO of Strong Healthy Mind, Strong Healthy Woman. She is Dr. Theresa I. Bafo. She's the founder. And Reverend Father, I'll come to you. So, what achievement should we expect or see from this project in this first year?
Okay, so in this first year, one of the things we are seeking is we are calling on volunteers. We are calling on key volunteers to support us in our outreach, just so that our voice will be heard, more especially in the rural areas and people that are undergoing such abuse. We're also calling on individuals and organizations that can also support us financially, because it takes money to be able to run a project like that. And we are calling on the chiefs, we are calling on the church leaders, we are calling on all institutions, DOVSU and the like, to come on board. Our hope is that we can partner with them to be able to provide counseling sections, to be able to reach out to people that are going such.
So how are they going to reach out to you people? Because is there any other number that you would like to put on board so that if they will reach you, put in it?
Yes. So first of all, our website is samsaw.org. SAHMSAHW.org. That's SAMSAW, right? We also have telephone numbers both for the US and Ghana as well. We have administrative assistants, so they can reach us. Now, so the number for one of the numbers for SAMSAW here is 0544 038 163. 0544 038 163. And we also have another number, which is 055-216-9219. Again, 055-216-9219.
Okay, like as this program will be launched tomorrow, God willing, at the Garmancha Palace, Reverend Father, do you have any message to the public concerning these projects?
Okay, so we are inviting everyone to make time and join us as we launch this great initiative at the Garmanches Palace. I believe your coming there will be a blessing so that we can educate enough people so that our voice will be heard. We need our women to break free from such abuses, and we know it will go a long way to impact lives.
Okay, Dr. Teresa Bafo Anye, as you are a woman and also you said you have experienced some pains which I may say it might lead to depression. And like can you give us a brief story of what you've been through?
So years ago as a teenager, as I witnessed this man beating up the wife most of the time, we were living right adjacent there. Each time I saw that really touched my heart. And I started it, and it was a lot. It happened like at least once a week. That's a lot. How many weeks do we have in a year? All right. So it went on for years. So I started having nightmares about this man beating up the wife, and the look on her face and the helplessness. So yes, that affected me. But our parents taught us about God. We are Christians. They've ingrained, that in us. So again, I internalize all these things, but I believe in God, and I pray. I believe in prayers, and that's what got me through. But I knew, and I prayed to God to help me one day in the future to be able to help women like that. And God made a way, and that's what brought me this far. So it's a dream come true. Yes.
Oh, nice one, nice one. It's a dream come true that one day you're going to help women with problems with their brain, or physically having a problem with their brain. And like, is there any other thing you like to tell the public?
Yes. So I just want everyone to know that, as strong and healthy minds, strong and healthy women, we believe that healing is possible. We believe that trauma does not have to define a woman's future. We believe that when women receive compassionate mental health support, safety, education, and economic empowerment, they can reclaim their dignity, rediscover their purpose, and rebuild their lives. So please, don't suffer alone. And asking for help is not weakness. A lot of people see that as weakness. It's strength. It takes a lot of guts to be able to say, I'm going through this. Please help me. And for parents, please speak to your children, because through communication, it makes it easier for the children to be able to, the young people to be able to come out and say, this is what's happening to me, right? And make it easy for them to make yourself approachable so that no one will have to go through this. Because of the way we were brought up, we had one of the best mothers on earth. However, I didn't have the courage to go to her and say, this is what I was dealing with. I didn't even tell any of my siblings. So the first time they heard, that was last year when we presented at Garmanches Palace, they were shocked. They were like, what? We didn't know you were going through that. Okay? None of my siblings, nobody knew. That was the first time. So I was very emotional
So
at
did
the
it happen
time.
in Ghana here or outside?
It happened in Ghana.
All right.
Dansoman, to be precise.
Okay.
Yes. It happened in Ghana. This is why I was a teenager.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay, thanks very
so-
much, Doctor. And Reverend Father, is there any advice you give to the public that whenever they see a woman or a man with mental problem, they have to save that person?
Okay, so I just want every listener to remember one simple truth: that mental health is health. Just as we care for our physical well-being, we must also care for our emotional and psychological well-being. When women are mentally healthy, we believe that our families become stronger, which goes a long way to affect our society at large. So I think it will be in the best interest of everyone to protect such people. You can always run to SAMHSAW for advice, for counseling, and for the necessary care. We believe that such people need to break free from such abuses, and also we are there to provide some financial support just so that they don't largely depend so much on people that are abusive. So this is my few words.
Okay, thanks very much. And Dr. Aye, any words to the public?
Yes. So one of the things I want to make a point that we are aware that there are men who also get abused. So it's not only women. However, we are focused on women at this time. For now, we're starting with women. So I just want to acknowledge that. Now, secondly, again, we have trained women, some of our staff, who learned how to produce multi-purpose soap. And we will be training our women, the survivors, to brand their own multi-purpose soap in their name, get it registered with the FDA approval and everything. They will sell these soap that income goes to them. So it's like you establishing your own little small business. So that's what we are doing. Also, there are women who have also told us, I want to sell the Broniwewu, I want to sell this. We equip them and they are doing very well.
Oh, nice one.
There are others who want to go to school and continue. We are doing that part as well. We're empowering and helping them.
Nice.
Others, we establish and we help them with their trade. So that's the whole point, because people stay in the abusive relationship or marriage because they cannot take care of themselves. So our goal is not only to give you counseling and mental health services, but we help you gain the necessary skill set and training where you can earn income, so you don't need to go back to the abusive person or abusive home. You don't suffer in silence. You'll be able to take care of yourself, so you can move out and take care of yourself and your children.
Okay, thanks very much. The interview has come to an end, and we had Reverend Father Edwin Attoh, who is a member of the board for strong advisory, a member of the advisory board for Strong Healthy Mind, Strong Healthy Woman, and also Dr. Teresa Aye Baffour, the founder and CEO for Strong Healthy Mind, Strong Healthy Woman. If you say Sam, they say
SAMHSAW, alias Operation Break Free.
SAMHSAW,
yes,
alias Operation Break Free.
Yes.
And I'm your host, Beauty Agama, and we love you. We love you. We've learned a lot from Dr. and Reverend Father, and we know you've also learned something from this program. Thanks very much. Lovely words. We are glad.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.